All right, all right. It looks like we are live. What is going on, Bri? We are a tad bit late, but that is okay. How is everyone doing this lovely Tuesday? Today, we have a pretty good update on a case that I covered like a long time ago before I ever even started live streaming. So I'm super excited to get the kind of verdict. I guess it's not a verdict, it's an order, but because of a settlement. But we kind of have an update on that case, and one of our cases finally ending. This case started at the end of 2021 and it's ending about 2 years later because we're almost at the same date of when it was filed. If you do not know what I'm talking about, I am talking about the lawsuit against Dana Chanel, an influencer that used Christianity and being Black to kind of get into a certain space on the internet and sell things to people that had several businesses. If you have not seen my kind of short video, not long form, we do long form now. I guess it was like 15 minutes, but either way, if you have not seen it, it is linked down below in the description box so you can check it out after this live stream. I'm going to play a little bit of the video because it actually had a prediction at the end of it that I did not remember. So I pulled up that part of the video to share with you guys. We're going to look into it. Basically, influencer used Christianity, used being Black to basically scam the followers, her followers, out of money. They're calling it a scam. Basically, what happened is that she didn't give people what they asked for. And so in that case, she was sued by the attorney general of her state. And they have come to a conclusion now. They've come to a settlement. And we're going to talk about if she's going to have to pay money, how much money she's going to have to pay, and all of the things. So if you guys do not know who I am Boss Attorney Bri. And here on this channel, we cover celebrity lawsuits, trademark lawsuits, copyright lawsuits, and really whatever the heck that we want to cover. At this point, I think it falls a little bit into celebrity lawsuit because she's an influencer. Go ahead and drop in the chat if you guys know who Dana Chanel is, if you followed her, if you bought any of her products, any of the things. I'm going to kind of list some of the products that she has. I don't think I wrote everything down. I was saying her, but it's like her husband, her family, a lot of people involved in this that were sued. So let me go ahead and jump in the chat and see who is watching here live today. I'm super excited to cover this case. Y'all, it's been a long time coming. Every time I would go and look for updates, it was really nothing that interesting. We had our lovely paralegal, Kimmy, pull up the petition or the settlement order and also highlight kind of the case docket. The case went by really fast. It started in November 2021, and now it's ending right now in September 2023. So less than 2 years, a pretty decent amount of time, but also a pretty quick lawsuit. A lot of lawsuits take like 5 years to settle. So I'm super happy that we're able to cover it today. But yeah, like I said, let's jump in and see who's watching here live today. My background looks so plain, y'all. I gotta spice up the office to get everything ready. All right, we got Summer Butterfly, a member of the channel, saying hello and good evening to everyone. Hello, welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you. We got Z Seltzer, another member of the channel, saying hi, Bri Hi, B, dropping the B emoji and then the Bri Hi emoji. Hello, welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you again tonight. Kimmy Locker, paralegal, moderator of the channel and member of the channel, saying hello and happy Tuesday, Bri Hive. Hello, welcome into the live stream. Thank you again for highlighting this because today is about to be a live reaction. I found this, did not have to, I found it this morning. Did not have time to review it all the way, so we're going to be live reacting to it today. But Kimmy went ahead and highlighted it just in case I get a little bit off track. I can kind of go in more into the more important things. J. Michael RN, hello, another member of the channel. Welcome back to the live stream. Nice to see you tonight. J. Michael RN saying, I'm so glad I have tonight off work. I'm so glad you are joining us and you can have a break tonight. Tanya D, another member and moderator of the channel, saying, good evening, everyone. Thanks for hitting the like button on your way in. Yes, of course. Thank you for the reminder. If you have not already, please do hit the like button. As some of you know, I was MIA for quite a while. So we got to get back into the algorithm, and hitting the like button definitely helps out with that. Okay, we're saying hi to people. Welcome in, everybody, to the live stream. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you've heard of this case. Let me know if you watched this case. When I covered it like 2 years ago, let me know. Have you been around that long or not so much? Tanya D says, I don't think I'm familiar with this story. That's okay. We're going to catch everybody up. Cheryl C saying, hey, everyone. Hello. Welcome back into the live stream. Nice to see you tonight. Tanya saying hi to Cheryl. Queen B saying hello to everyone. Hello. Welcome into the live stream. That is what my husband calls me, or at least, oh no, that is not my name in his phone, actually. But he does call me Queen B. So welcome in, fellow Queen B, into the live stream. Cheryl C says, hey to Tanya, catching up. Hadn't been on for a month. Yeah, no, I haven't been here for a month. But I was here last week. We're back. Nissa Howard, hello. Welcome back into the live stream saying, oh, good. I am not going to miss the stream. No, you are not. I was a little late tonight, but not that bad. I don't think I was that bad today. Hello, Swanky, another member and moderator of the channel. Welcome back into the live stream saying, oh, all right. I was about to cuss out YouTube in my head for not sending me a start notification. I was a little late. I was a little bit late. It was me. Not YouTube's fault today. Not YouTube's fault today. I think I got my camera zoomed in too much. Let's fix that because I don't want my head to be that big. Oh, that's in. That's out. Let's see. Is it okay? All right. Still playing background. I don't know what to do with my camera, y'all. It's too high, and I don't have anything to make it like lower right now. That didn't do anything. There we go. Okay, I don't want the comment covering my face because it makes me look all weird. So, okay. So catching up on 2 times speed. Okay. Hello, so you saying, how is everyone in the Breed Hive? Yes, let us know how it's going. Happy Tuesday. I don't know why the week goes by so fast, but yes, it is Tuesday already. Everybody's saying hello, hello. We got Akiruki. Hello, welcome back into the live stream. Z Seltzer says, case closed. That is what this is called. It is a case closed. Case closed. We should call it that. I gotta come up with like catchy stuff for the channel. I'm not that creative though. Not that creative. Bird Boy, another member of the channel. Hello, saying love your glasses. My glasses, I think they're really normal. Maybe because I've had them for a long time, but thank you very much. Jazzy G, hello. Welcome back into the live stream. Tanya D saying hi to everyone coming on in. Kayla Eloisa says, hi, everyone. Hello. Welcome into the live stream. Cheryl C says, I have no idea what that is, but I'm here for the update. Yes, we are here closing the case, not even starting it. It is okay. It's a good case. It's a good case. I'm going to try to give you guys kind of like a rundown of what happened. I think I kind of already did, but at the same time, it's like, it's been kind of a long time. Like, I know the gist of the case, but I didn't go super in-depth research to get back on the live stream. Akiruki says, me neither, just here because the notification popped up. Well, love it. Love it. YouTube is working in my favor. Love to see it. Jazzy G says, I have heard of her. I used to see her and her husband a lot on Instagram, but never followed them. I did think they were really trying to help Black businesses. Yes, and that is exactly who they targeted. They kind of prided themselves on being Christian influencers and Black influencers and wanting to help create small Black businesses. This was around the time where 2020, everyone was trying to create a business. Everyone was a business owner. Everyone was trying to teach people how to make money, which we don't even know if they're really making money, right? And so they had a couple of businesses. I didn't write all of them down. I missed one of them. I think they have 5 all in total. I got notes today. So I'm pretty sure it's probably in this petition, but I don't know exactly where, so I'm not going to wait for it. So Dana Chanel is the main person being sued. She is the wife out of the husband and the wife. The husband actually was not listed as a defendant. So technically her husband was not sued, just she was sued along with her dad and her sisters. So she had the Curl Bible, which I believe, I can't remember if that was hair products or like, I think it was an app where they kind of gave you motivational quotes about from the Bible. And it was basically geared towards Black girls. And I'm assuming that's why it's Curl Bible. I'm pretty sure that's what that app was, but I can't remember exactly. So don't quote me on that. Then they had Jumping Jacks Tax. That was actually a business more ran by her husband, where they were teaching people how to basically, not teaching people, they were filing people taxes. And I believe they had like some kind of franchise situation where you can actually apply to become part of Jumping Jack Tax and also file people's taxes for them. That was a big business back in 2020, saying, oh, if you only help this many people, charge $300 per client, you can make this much money. A lot of people were selling those kind of dreams back then, 2020 era. They also had the Credit Exterminator. I think that one was ran more by her sister or something. I can't remember who really ran that one, but basically, that was to fix people's credit. And allegedly, her husband was supposed to start it with someone else, but he decided to take the business and run with it himself. I believe that one also was one of the kind of franchise kind of situation where you can apply to be a part of Credit Exterminators and fix other people's credit on your own. That was a really big hustle in 2020 as well. I mean, the pandemic had people just trying to find money wherever they could find money, quick money, learn how to make money, do all the things, right? And then they also had Alakazam, which I believe that was an app development. You can create your own app through Alakazam. And I really wish I would have wrote down the first one, but I didn't have time to go back and figure out which the other business was. But I know there was at least one more business that they had. So just think about it. All of these things that they're doing, they're growing businesses. Look, we're creating the app. We're giving motivational quotes. We are filing taxes and we are fixing credit. They were trying to make Black businesses, and I'm saying Black businesses because that is who they marketed to, and that's what we help Black businesses, small Black businesses grow. We help small Black businesses, create the right entities, all the things. And to my knowledge, none of them, because let's remember, it's the sisters, the daddy, the husband. To my knowledge, they don't have the credentials, which was part of the reason why they got sued, because they needed certain credentials to do certain types of businesses. But they were teaching other people. You could pay them $5,000 to become a part of their franchise to teach other people. And so why are they calling it a scam? They're basically calling it a scam because people were signing up for these services. They were signing up to be tax preparers. They were signing up to be credit exterminators or credit repairers. They were signing up for these things and they were not getting the product or the services that they asked for. They were not being taught. People bought the apps, the Alakazam apps, never got their little layout that they were supposed to get. If they actually paid for the tax services for Jumping Jacks Tax to actually do the service for them, they were paying for the taxes and then not getting their taxes done. So that is why they were calling it a scam. The lawsuit is basically for violating the consumer protection laws, where they're advertising things. Same thing. If you guys were here when we covered, what's that other girl named? Brittany Dawn, which she was supposed to go to trial. And I think her trial keeps getting pushed back. I need to look into that. Where you promised the consumer something. In the Brittany Dawn case, it was fitness. She had individual fitness plans, but never talked to any of the consumers, right? In this same situation, we're going to do your taxes. We're going to work with you one-on-one so that you can get your tax business done, all of the things. And they were just not getting those services done, which led to the attorney general suing them because so many people were making consumer complaints against them. So did she scam them? In essence, yeah. In the violation of the consumer protection law, yes, because she was selling something, she was taking the money, and she was not delivering on the product. So, and if you guys notice, I said the attorney general is suing them. So the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the actual state, the state sued her, not individual people, because the claims, they couldn't afford to sue her directly. They couldn't afford to just kind of make this case go forward on their own. And so they filed consumer complaints, which led the attorney general to sue on behalf of the consumers. Same exact thing that's going on with Brittany Dawn, which, remember, she is another Christian influencer, but she's not Black. So she's not promoting only to the Black community, but another Christian influencer doing this to their followers. So let me go ahead and jump back into the comments because I just kind of went on a rant in a spot I was not intended on going on a rant. So let me go ahead and jump back in the comments and see what was going on. Cheryl C says switching to listen only mode for a few, no problem. Hella Swanky saying hey to Cheryl. And Tanya, Jazzy G says sprinkle of Jesus or something. Yes, sprinkle of Jesus was the other one. Was that one the app? Whoop. Which was the difference between Sprinkle of Jesus and the Curl Bible? Look, we might have to watch my previous video on the live stream because I really went into each of them, but I don't want to skip around and try to find that while y'all waiting on me on the live stream. Let's see. Kimmy Locker is adding me saying, do your copies of the files have different colored highlights? If not, swap your copy out with the one in front of the name in the folder. I probably didn't need to read that out loud. Oh, it actually, no, I think it's redacted like that. Let me go ahead and fix this. One of them is showing up redacted, but I don't remember if anything was redacted on the actual file. So let me check that out to make sure y'all can see everything that I'm actually talking about today once we get into the file. Let me put that away. And I'm just trying to make sure I got the right document. Kimmy helped me out with. Say thank you to our new paralegal. Let's see. Which one is it called? You said do the one. Okay, got it. There's several with stars in front of it. Okay, let me see. That one. For whatever, these ones are redacted. And I don't remember them being redacted, but maybe I just am not remembering properly. Oh, that's the complaint that you gave me. Okay, I see what you're saying. Boom. Okay. Let me download that. Sorry, y'all. We got a little bit of confusion going on, but we're going to get it together. So let me just see if this one is popping up the correct way. Okay, yeah, this one is better. For whatever reason, it was showing redacted. So this one is better. Thank you for that, fixing that. But that's why we need paralegals. This is why we need paralegals. Thank you, Kimmy, because I didn't even notice that was happening until you said something. Okay, let's see. Chantel says, hello, Brian. Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome into the live stream. Aki Ruki saying, random question. What's the difference between false advertising and detrimental reliance? Is it just that the first is a consumer issue and the second is a contract issue? So false advertising is just that. You're falsely advertising what you're selling. Like me saying, buy... Let me embarrass myself on the live stream because this is the first thing that came to my mind because I don't know why. But buy this lovely human hair that I have in my head, right? And the whole time it's synthetic because it's crochet hair. Don't judge me. And you buy it and you're thinking that it's real human hair and it gets all tangled like how mine is. Why would you embarrass yourself on the live stream like this? I'll tangle like mine is, and then you're gonna be like, that's not what you were selling me. I don't know the exact, I'm not in consumer law, so I don't know the exact punishments behind it and the exact law behind it. But that's it. You're falsely advertising. Detrimental reliance is that you actually bought it believing that it was human hair and you went and it caught on fire. You tried to go swimming in the ocean and the next thing you know was a big ball of knots. You tried to blow dry it and it melted off as you were blow drying. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about with synthetic hair, I'm sorry. But that's basic. Detrimental reliance is like, I want compensation because I believed what you said. You false advertised to me. I believed what you said. And then I did something which then harmed me. Like, you can blow dry human hair, but you can't blow dry. I don't think you can blow dry synthetic hair. I'm pretty sure it will melt, right? Or you say this is hot sauce, or you say this lollipop is ice. No, I guess it wouldn't be ice cream flavor. I don't know. But you get the point. I think you guys get the point. False advertising is kind of what the what the business is doing. They're falsely advertising to you, trying to sell you something. And then detrimental reliance is I bought it or I acquired it. I relied on what you told me, and that wasn't true, which led to my harm. I hope that makes sense. I just felt like I was talking. I saw orange highlight. Oh, recap, yellow. Okay. Thank you. Got it. Tanya D saying, welcome to Chantel. Kimmy Locker saying the actual files weren't redacted, but I blacked out the address just to appear safe. Oh, okay, that makes sense. We want to make sure we're not doxing people, but it's already public. We're just making it publicer, like that ginger guy on TikTok says. Not purposely trying to point those things out. Tanya D saying, yeah, Kimmy, get our queen Bree together. Thank you. I need some help. Akiruki says, also a bad happened. So bad this happened. Yeah, it's not too good. Yeah. Or yeah, something bad happened for your detrimental reliance. I think that's what you're referring to. Okay, let's actually jump into this petition for the settlement that I never reviewed. So we're going to review it here live that Kimmy got together for us. I'm not sure if we need to read this whole thingy mabob. I don't think we will. Okay, let me go ahead. Where are we at? We are going to share our screen because Bree did not do that prior to getting on the live stream like a smart girl she is. Let's go ahead and get on there. Here we are. We have the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania by Attorney General Michelle Henry, which I'm pretty sure was a guy when we first opened this case. So I think we have a new Attorney General in Pennsylvania. I wouldn't know. And they are suing the Credit Exterminators, Earn Finance Company, Alakazam Apps, Casey Dana Oliveira, aka Dana Chanel, which is the main chick that we have on the thumbnail. And then they're suing her individually as a managing member of Earn Finance, Alakazam Apps, and the corporate officer of Credit Exterminators, basically saying that, yes, we're suing you individually because you did bad stuff, but we're also suing you in your business capacity because we're piercing the corporate veil because you're the one out here promoting these things. Then they're suing Nakia D. Rattray, who is actually, what is her name? I didn't forgot her name because her name is Casey Dana, and I'm like, who's Casey? Dana Chanel's dad, and then they're also suing Cassandra April Oliveira, who is her sister, along with them in their business capacities. For the dad is involved in Alakazam, and then the sister is involved in Earn Finance Company and Credit Exterminator. So all the finance things she's involved in. This is a consent petition for final decree, basically saying that the Pennsylvania sued these people that we just went through, all of these things, on November 4th, 2021. They're going to refer to it as the complaint. The complaint against defendants alleged violations of the Pennsylvania Unfair Trade Practices and Consumer Protection Laws. They told you were going to get something and you didn't get it. Arising from defendants' business, which included the sale of goods and services related to credit repair and mobile web developed app, and the Commonwealth states, which states the following. They go ahead and name who the people are and where they're from. Now, remember I listed off those 5 different businesses that they operated or that she operated and was involved in, connected to somehow, some kind of way through her business or through her family members or through herself directly. Where was I going with that statement? Oh, notice that not all of them were sued. So we only have the Earn Finance, the Alakazam app. So we got the credit repair and the app development, like, oh, you're going to start a business, buy this Alakazam app and you can, web design your own app, or we will design it for you. So only those 2 businesses, and then herself got sued. Or let me make sure it was 2 businesses because I feel like there was 3 at this point. Credit Exterminators, Earn Finance, and Alakazam. Okay, so it included one of the finance companies. I don't know if they were connected, but let's go ahead. Let's see. I guess it'll tell us. For profit. I don't want to put out their addresses. Okay, yeah, so they were all separate. Okay, let's get into it. Try not to look too much at their information. Okay, so Dana Chanel was the officer, director, and or managing member of defendants Credit Exterminators, Earn Company, and Alakazam. Nakia Rattray was an officer, director, and or managing member of Alakazam, which is telling us why they're getting sued. They're getting sued majority in their individual capacity, but also in their capacity as these officers within the corporation, because they did such bad acts that the attorney general believes that they should pierce the corporate veil. They're holding them liable for things that the company did. And that was one of the big things in 2020 and probably still now. Everyone always tells you to get an LLC. It's going to protect you. Get an LLC, then you won't be liable for anything. That is the purpose. But if you're just doing bad things, you can't just say, oh, blame my LLC. You can't say, oh, I am a fire exterminator company LLC, but I'm going to go light your house on fire so then I can put it out. And then I mess up. I don't put out your fire, but you cannot blame me. I'm not liable. It's the LLC fault. Like, no, the LLC did not go start the fire. You as an individual went to start the fire so that you can get business. You can't then blame the LLC. So if you're doing bad acts, you could still be liable, even if you have an LLC. Sometimes even if you have a corporation. It's harder to pierce the corporate veil when you are actually a corporation versus when you are an LLC or a small corporation. Big corporations like Amazon, Apple, all of those people, those are very hard to pierce the corporate veil. But mom and pop's chicken shop, very easy to pierce the corporate veil. Okay? And I don't know if that's a real business, mom and pop chicken shop. It just rhymed. It went. It worked. Okay. Let's see. We did him. And then we have the Commonwealth alleges the defendants Credit Exterminators, Earn Finance, Dana Chanel, and or April Oliveira misled consumers as to the nature and quality of the goods and services provided by Credit Exterminators and Earn Finance, and defendants denied the allegation because why would they admit to being scammers? Whereas the Commonwealth alleges that defendant Credit Exterminators, Earn Finance, Dana Chanel, and or April Oliveira sold credit repair services to consumers in violation of Pennsylvania's Credit Services Act. This is the one that required you to have certain qualifications. What are those qualifications? I don't remember off the top of my head. You need some type of licensing or someone licensed behind you, if I remember correctly. What else did they also accuse them of? The Commonwealth alleges that defendant Alakazam, Dana Chanel, and Nakia Rattray misled consumers concerning the nature and value of the goods and services provided by Alakazam. The defendants denied this allegation. Basically, they tried to sell you app services and or apps and did not deliver those products, or they didn't work. They weren't what they said they were. The Commonwealth alleges that the certain defendants failed to deliver goods or services from Alakazam promised to consumers, which consumers contracted and paid. So these people were paying for services they did not receive. The Commonwealth alleges that Dana Chanel, Nakia Rattray misled consumers by using the fictitious name Alakazam app that was not properly registered under fictitious names. Let's just stop right there. Fictitious name, what is that? That is a DBA. It's something that you use for your businesses. Usually when you are operating under a different business, I don't know exactly which one this one was because we're not about to go through that long complaint. But basically, like if you wanted to run a business, like my name, it will be your first name, doing business as Boss Attorney Bree. Or if you're already an LLC, you can also do it between different LLCs. So in their instance, I don't know if this is the exact one, but it could be Earn Finance LLC doing business as Alakazam Apps. Not necessarily Alakazam is its own LLC. So basically, they did not register their fictitious business name, is what they're alleging. Okay. Whereas the Commonwealth alleges, they also allege that the defendants Dana Chanel and Nakia Rattray each approved, endorsed, authorized, formulated, directed, supervised, controlled, ratified, benefited from, and or otherwise participated in the acts and practices of defendants Alakazam. And these defendants acted together to and cooperated with each other to conduct the business. So they are the ones that violated the actual consumer's laws. This is the piercing the corporate veil, saying, hey, come buy our apps, but we're not really going to give you an app and we're not really going to deliver the app. But you can't sue me. It was the LLC that did not deliver the contents that we sold. An LLC cannot deliver contents that are sold. So that's why they're being individually sued. Let's see. It says the Commonwealth alleges that defendants Dana Chanel and April Oliveira did those same things for Credit Exterminators and Alakazam, and these defendants acted together and cooperated with each other to conduct that business. Again, they're the ones that's actually controlling the LLC, and they're doing it in a way that they're not supposed to do. Whereas plaintiffs' complaint allege the methods, acts, and or practices of defendants constituted violations, basically blaming them for violating the consumer protection laws. The defendants dispute certain allegation in the Commonwealth's complaint. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do not agree that you scammed your followers. I'm sure you do not agree. Let's get into this. The defendants desire to comply with the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the provisions of this consent petition in the final decree. And they have executed this consent petition with the intent that upon approval of the Court of Common Pleas of Philadelphia County, the provisions of this consent petition shall constitute the provisions of final decree, order, and judgment of the Court of the Common Pleas with the respected caption above. So once the court accepts this, this will now be the judgment. The case will be closed. They need to comply with the agreement. They're not going to trial. I believe this was a request for jury trial, if I remember correctly, but they're not going to trial. They're not going in front of the judge. This is an agreement that is going to be upheld as a judgment. So they're not letting someone else decide their fate, which I think is smart of them, because they're probably not going to have to pay as much money with this agreement as they would if they would go to court. You see situations like this where you're owing $2 million, $3 million. This one, we're going to get into how much they're actually going to owe, if they owe anything. But I mean, you guys saw the thumbnail. You saw the thumbnail. So, whereas upon approval of the Court of the Common Pleas, Philadelphia County, subject to the terms and conditions, basically that they're going to have to abide by the by this agreement as if it was a judgment. Obligations, liabilities they are responsible for. Whereas the consent petition does not constitute an approval by the Commonwealth of any of defendants' former or current business practices. The state or Commonwealth, I guess Pennsylvania is a Commonwealth, not a state. Okay. Get it together, Brie. I don't even know the difference. Okay. So they're agreeing to the settlement, but they're basically not condoning anything that Dana Chanel and her other peoples did. But they're doing this, one, probably to conserve court resources, but they still do not approve of it. Whereas the effective date of the consent petition shall be on a date which they are approving. And now, therefore, for the good and valuable consideration, the Commonwealth and defendants agree as follows. So we just went over everything very vaguely about what the state was, or Commonwealth was accusing Dana Chanel and her family members for. They cheated people. They sold services. Most of them were services, some products. And they didn't deliver on them. So Curl Bible didn't get sued, A Sprinkle of Jesus didn't get sued, and Jumpin' Jacks Tax did not get sued. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the chat because I don't think I ever even finished that. I just got distracted by what I was already doing. So let me see here, or what I was reading. I'm trying to get into the comments here. Deacon Fatal, hello, welcome into the live stream. Saying thingamabob is my favorite word of this year. Did I say thingamabob? Did I say that? Aki Rookie says it is strange that they sued her fam, but not her husband. What do you think so? And Jumping Jack's Text is one of the worst ones. You would think that that one would be sued. Out of all the ones that got sued, you would think that one would be one of them. But for whatever reason, they didn't. They didn't sue him, and they didn't sue his own company. So maybe, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, I haven't seen them pop up in a while. So maybe he just quit while he was ahead, or maybe people didn't make as many complaints about his business, because I know a lot of the Jumping Jacks tags was actually people trying to franchise to become a part of Jumping Jacks tags. And maybe they didn't make as many consumer complaints against him. But I have not seen anything filed against him, but I'm also not really looking for it. Akiruki says maybe he snitched for a deal. It's not the same thing. This is a civil case, so it's not like you can get a deal and get out of it like a criminal case. I guess that's a good question. Deacon Fiddle says this part. Deacon Fiddle says, so they lied. Yeah, they lied. They said, we are going to fix your credit. They take your money and then they don't fix your credit. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Same thing with the Alakazam. We're going to make you an app for your business, and then they never make the app for the business. So, yeah. Kimmy Locker says to Akiruki, her father is a managing member of Alakazam, and her sister is a managing member of Earn Finance and a corporate officer of Credit Exterminators, and they were sued in those capacities. Yes, they were sued in those capacities, and they were sued individually. The husband was not involved in these companies, and that's what makes me assume people did not make as many complaints against Jumping Jack's Tax, which is the one that her husband really ran rather than herself. People were more complaining about her. And I actually talked about this in my video, which is linked in the description box if you guys do want to watch kind of my shorter form video on what was going on in the case and what was being alleged there. People were making complaints against her, not necessarily against him. When they first started popping up, honestly, she never really popped up on my timeline. It was only him that was popping up on my timeline. And I actually stitched a video with him in it because he was explaining some good business tips. But I didn't know his wife was out here scamming. And I put that in my video as well. So, it's very possible that they were just not complaining against his businesses, and he didn't really have a managing hand within these businesses. So that's why he's not getting sued. Deacon Fatal says, that name sounds so lazy of a name to think of. Which one? Which one? Akiriki says to Kimmy Locker, so like they couldn't find some way to tie him in what his wife and fam were doing. Not if he was not a managing member. Not if he was not an officer. Like I said, they probably just didn't complain about him. They complained about her. And maybe she was doing a lot worse than he was doing. So who knows? But I haven't seen either one of them pop up. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to them. Deacon Fatal says to Kimmy Locker, it's a movie. It's a story. I mean, at least be creative. Tanya D says, a very smart idea. A jury would be harsher. Yeah. A jury would definitely be harsher, especially if you're getting a jury of her peers and people knew her and this story got out around where she is, even though you're not supposed to be that invested in the case anyways. I think they had some pretty good evidence as to why she should have to pay. And that's what makes me wonder what's going on with Brittany Dawn. I have not had time to look back into that one. She's taking her stuff to trial. And they have some pretty darning evidence against her. So I don't know what her issue is, but Dana Chanel said, I am not paying to drag this through court. Deacon Fatal says, okay, here is the real question for me. How poor or rich do I have to be to steal an idea? I don't know. They lied. Deacon Fatal says, I have been a hot mess and I'm okay with that fact. What are you talking? Have to head out. Well, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Much love to you as well. But yes, so The husband is not sued. Just being married to someone does not make you liable for the wrongdoing that they're doing. That would be horrible. Like, I know we're tied to our husbands and our wives financially, but if they're like killing people, you don't want to also go to jail because they killed people. Like, just because she may have been doing bad things, or maybe they both were doing bad things, but like I said, they didn't complain against his businesses. They're not necessarily complaining against her individually. She just happens to be the owners of all these businesses. Just like her Curl Bible was not sued and her Sprinkle of Jesus was not sued, his Jumping Jacks Tax was not sued, and maybe he's just not named on any of these businesses, which I'm sure we can look up the paperwork, but we don't have time to do that on the live stream today. Hello Soki says, all right, I'm back and caught up thanks to 2 times speed. By the way, B Don settled her lawsuit. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't hear it mentioned while I was catching up. So just FYI. Really? How did I miss that? I'm gonna have to look into that. Because how did I miss that? Last time, like towards the beginning of the summer, she was getting ready to go to trial and it kept getting delayed. So I'm gonna have to look into that. Looking into it. Okay, let me see here. Let's jump back into it. Here are the terms of the settlement. But before we get into that, I'm going to play you my prediction from my video from when did I do this video? Give me some details. And I like linked to where you can complain about her. I was unhinged. I was unhinged. Why am I linking to the I'll link to the attorneys general so that you can make your claim. Unfreaking hinged. What is wrong with you? Oh my gosh. Let me see what I did this on December 3rd, 2021. So that's why it's still saying 1 year because we haven't hit that December. Oh, that was the birthday. I was very close to my birthday. I released this video, which is interesting. I can't even focus. Let me share the screen properly. Because how you gonna link to the attorney general? You're wild for that. Okay. What did I want to do? I wanted to share an entire screen and also share the audio. Woo, we out here live streaming again. Here we are. Here I am. Look at Emily D. Baker popping up on my suggested. Okay, let's see. Let me know if you guys can hear this okay. Uh-oh. It is something in my settings. Give me a second here because I can't even hear it. So I know y'all can't hear it. So let's go to these speakers and that should fix everything. Let's jump back here a few seconds. And why is this not working? Let me go. I got to get my streaming life together here. Let's go settings. Sound. What the heck? Sound. And so, oh, it's popping up everything for y'all, huh? Okay. System insecurity. How do I get to the freaking sound? Settings. Okay, let's see if that works better. Okay. Speakers. Here we go. Okay, now it should work. Now it should work. Let's try this again, buddy. Okay. Okay. Can y'all hear that? Let me know. You know I'm super delayed, so let me know if you guys can hear this. We'll pull it back a couple seconds so I can wait for your chats to come through, letting me know if you can hear it. Let me go ahead and turn the volume up. And Can y'all not hear it still? No sound still. All right. Well, basically, okay. I don't know how to fix it. So I just played it. Basically, y'all can go and check out the link and watch the whole video and get my views up. But basically what I predicted is that she was going to have to pay something and that her business was going to have to pay something. Since she was sued individually and through her business, they're going to take that money from the business and probably the money from her individually if they bought a house, all of the things which normally would not be subject to liability if you're sued and you properly run your LLC. It would not be subject, but since she was sued individually, it will be subject to the payment of this. And they came to a settlement. So wherever she comes up with the money from, that's just where she's going to have to pay for it from. I'm sorry, guys, that the video audio didn't work. I thought I had it together, but I didn't. I'm sorry. So that was just my prediction, is that she was going to have to pay, and that is what's happening. But let's jump into it and see if that's what's actually happening. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, go away, video. No more. But you can always check it out. Oh, let me try this way. Dang it, I just closed the window. Open, reopen, close tab. Okay, here we are. Let me see. Sorry, y'all. This is how streaming goes bad. We're going to just do it this way. And let me know if you can hear it, because now I want to know what I have going.
Take money from because you did not deliver the quality they were expecting after you charged a crazy price. People do not want that. My prediction is that Dana Chanel and all of her companies are going to have to pay her customers back. And 9 times out of 10, they do not have the money because they have probably spent it on their lavish lifestyle. So they are probably going to become bankrupt, and their company is also probably going to become bankrupt. She still has the ability to work through the jumping jack tax or Donnell's name because they were not actually sued in the lawsuit. So it's very giving me she's probably going to start a new business after she becomes bankrupt, but it's going to be pretty hard for her to keep up with like business credit and her credibility, and people already do not trust her. So hopefully the Black community and the Black Christian community stop believing in this lady and stop buying her products. And then maybe she will go away and become one of those people that had a downfall and we never hear about them again. And or they pop up 10 years later. We don't want that. Make sure you keep your eye out.
Okay, so that was my prediction. They're going to have to pay, and I hope she goes away. I was like, I hope she has to pay, and I also hope she goes away and she doesn't come back and she has a downfall. So here we are. I am on the level of she's had a downfall. They're not popping up on my timeline, my story, or anything. Let me know if you guys have seen these people around. I know some of you don't even know them, so I'm going to assume you haven't seen them around, which to me is a good sign because they're not expanding. And I see everyone commenting saying that I got the audio right. So I got to remember that's the way to share the audio next time. So yes, we got it all together. Y'all hear little Bree 2 years ago giving her little spiel, chatting up about these people. Okay, go away, little thing. Okay, here is my document that I'm looking for, and we're going to share it back again. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the settlement terms. You guys have my prediction. Go ahead and drop in the comments what you think your prediction is about what they're going to have to do. Hopefully I gave you guys a pretty good like recap of what they were actually being sold from or sued for. So they got adjunctive affirmative relief. Defendants are hereby forever enjoined and prohibited from violating the Consumers Protection Law and any future amendments thereto, including but not limited to. That is going to be hard to follow. Don't violate this Consumer Protection Law. What if they think that they're going to deliver the products and they do it on accident? They never deliver the products. That one's going to be a little hard to follow, but I digress. They cannot violate the law that prohibits causing likelihood of confusion or misunderstanding as to the source, sponsorship, approval, or certification of goods. Basically, don't trademark infringe. They cannot violate the provision that representing the goods or services have sponsorship approval. Certain ingredients, again, no, you can't violate trademark law. They can't violate the provision that's engaging in any fraudulent or deceptive conduct which creates likelihood of confusion or misunderstanding. I don't know how you can really abide by this. How do you agree not to do this? Because it's very vague. I guess don't sell nothing. They're just telling them not to sell anything. Defendants, credit exterminators, Earn Finance, Dana Chanel, and April Oliveira are forever enjoined and prohibited from engaging in conduct which violates the Credit Services Act and the amendments thereto, because you need licensure to repair credit and claim that you can repair credit. I'll probably pull up that provision. Let me go ahead and pull it up actually right now so that we can see what it actually says. If it is, no, it says et al. It's a lot of different parts of it. So what I'll probably do is pull up the complaint because it should directly talk about what that one is, which our lovely paralegal Kimmy gave us the complaint, which I definitely appreciate. It's in my computer somewhere, but now I don't have to look for it because Kimmy got it for us. Okay, let's see. I was like, is this in Spanish? There's a section with Spanish. Can I find it? I might have to find it later. Because that complaint is 59 pages. It's 59 pages. We're not going to sort through that. That's not the screen I was going for. Okay. Okay. That one is a little bit easier to follow. Don't be out here pretending like you can repair credit when you can't. Defendants agree that all contracts, credit exterminators, and/or Earn Finance defendants agree that all contracts, credit exterminators, and/or Earn Finance made with consumers that do not comply with the terms of Credit Service Act, if any, are deemed null and void. They have to cancel those contracts, and they have to give back the money? That's what we need to know. Defendants are forever enjoined and prohibited from misleading consumers by using any business name that is not properly registered under the Pennsylvania fictitious business name. They can't go sprinkling me Jesus if they don't have the proper business name for it. Defendants are forever enjoined and prohibited from failing to deliver goods, services for which consumers have contracted and paid in violation of the Consumer Protection Law. Like, I get it. I get what they're trying to do. They're basically telling them not to sell stuff because sometimes you start something and you have the intention to deliver the goods and then you don't. So, yeah, they basically can't sell stuff. Defendants are forever enjoined and prohibited from misrepresenting the nature, quality, scope, and value of the goods and services they sell in violation of consumer protection laws. Can't say we're going to get you an 800 credit score when they have never done that before. Defendants are forever enjoined and prohibited from creating consumer confusion by contracting with consumers to purchase goods or services under different terms than the terms advertised in violation of the consumer protection law. Defendants are forever required to accurately represent the goods and services they sell in all advertising and social media posts. Defendants are forever enjoined and prohibited from engaging in any business or generating any revenue from selling or advertising credit repair products or services in Pennsylvania or with Pennsylvania consumers. You cannot sell credit repair services. Believe it's if you don't have a certain license. I'm going to need to find that provision. I believe it was in the complaint, but I did not pull that up before the live stream. Defendants are forever enjoined and prohibited from engaging in any business or generating any revenue from selling or advertising mobile app development products or services in Pennsylvania and Pennsylvania. They cannot sell apps anymore, which I don't even know how they made that a business, but they did. I'm pretty sure they were just, I wonder if I feel like they were like franchised with Alakazam Apps. I don't know if they actually owned it. Or maybe they were just getting like a piece of it. I can't remember. Defendants shall respond to any future consumer complaints the Commonwealth receives against them or business they own, and will attempt to mediate a resolution of said complaint in good faith. So if people complain about you, you got to do something about it. You got to remedy the situation. You can't just let it stay there. Monetary relief, how much dollars do they have to pay? Okay. Judgment is hereby entered against defendants jointly and severally and in favor of the Commonwealth. What does that mean? Jointly and severally. That means either Dana Chanel can pay the whole tab, Earn Finances can pay the whole tab, or they all split the tab down the middle. But they are all liable. So if one of them doesn't pay $20,000 of the money, they're all liable. They all can be sued. It can go on all of their credits. So jointly and severally liable. Okay? Either you pay the whole thing or y'all sharing the payment. The amount of $124,269 and 91 cents, $124,269.91 hereinafter monetary payment and consent to the entry of this judgment by the court and the amount of the monetary payment. Defendant shall make the monetary payment as detailed in paragraph C. The monetary payment shall be allocated as follows. I put the wrong amount of money on my thumbnail. They were ordered to pay $124,000. So let me go ahead and put that down so we can fix our thumbnail. So more than $87,000. I wonder if they gave them like some credit or something. Because like I said, y'all, this is a live reaction, you know? Yeah. Civil penalties. The sum, this is how they're dividing up the $124,000. They're getting fined $6,000 in civil penalties. They're getting fined $31,000 in costs to be distributed to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, to be deposited in an interest-bearing account from which both principal and interest shall be expended for public protection and education purposes. So they're not giving that money back to the people that were actually scammed. They're using it to be able to educate people on these types of situations from happening in the future. And then they have to pay restitution, which is the $87,000. $87,269.91 shall be allocated as restitution distributed by the Commonwealth at the sole discretion to the affected customers. So if you are affected by Dana Chanel and her scams under these particular companies, Alakazam, Earn Finance, or Credit Exterminators, you too can get a piece of that $87,000 in restitution. You got to make your claim, and the Commonwealth basically has to approve that money that you were scammed out of. So $87,000, I think they probably could have got more, but that's probably the amount that they admitted to and that the Commonwealth was okay with agreeing to, especially with that little extra $37,000 that goes directly to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, although they're going to be using it for, they're using it for education to people so that they don't get scammed, and also the attorney's fees for bringing this action, which $6,000 sound like that's a little bit of money to bring this action. But I mean, I guess it is a government entity, so whatever. Payment terms. Defendants shall pay the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Office Attorney General a sum of $30,000, representing a portion of the monetary payment as stated in Section 2A. Within 15 days of the effective date of the consent of petition. So she got to have $35,000 ready to give to the Commonwealth, or $30,000 ready to give to the Commonwealth in 15 days. In addition to the payment required by Section 2B1, this consent petition, defendants shall pay further $47,134.95 of the monetary payment to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania attorneys within 30 days of the effective date. Are they serious? They want them to give them $77,000 within 30 days that this is approved. Do y'all think she has $77,000 in the bank account waiting to give to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania? She better. She might have to take out a loan. And I'm saying she, but it's really her daddy, and her sister. And their businesses. Hopefully they made some money from it. But I mean, it's 2 years later. So does that business still have any money to liquidate and pay? Because remember, the businesses are not the only ones that's liable. Herself personally, her dad personally, and her sister personally. And I think they might be blaming her a little bit. I think they might expect her to take the fall, but that is just my speculation. So you don't have to quote me on that. Defendant shall pay the remaining $47,134.96 of the monetary payment to the Commonwealth within 60 days of the effective date of the consent petition. She got to pay the full $125,000 in 60 days. 2 months. 2 months they have to pay all of his money. They want their money and they want it fast. And I bet you if she doesn't pay it, then they're going to proceed with trying to collect more money. Let's go on. The payment due and owing to the Commonwealth under the consent petition shall be made by certified check, cashier's check, money order, or payable to the Commonwealth. And that is the address. If y'all want to send the Commonwealth some money, help Dana Chanel out, make some donations. I don't know. The Commonwealth shall use the funds paid by respondent as restitution pursuant to a 1C to distribute funds to impacted consumers. The Commonwealth shall have the sole discretion concerning the distribution of restitution. Y'all better give them people their money. But also they have to be very careful because you might have people coming saying, oh yeah, they scammed me with no proof because they want a piece of the $87,000. So I see why they're making that very clear. After the Commonwealth has completed the distribution of restitution funds to consumers, including making reasonable attempts to contact payees of uncashed checks and waiting a reasonable period of time, not less than 90 calendar days, they gonna keep it themselves. All uncashed checks may be voided. Once such uncashed checks have been voided, any remaining funds in the restitution account, including any accrued interest, will be distributed to the Commonwealth to be deposited in an interest-bearing account from which both principal and interest shall be expended for what? Public education. Okay. So you basically got 90 days to collect your money. 90 days to collect your money is wild. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Y'all, if you have not hit the like button, please do so. It will help us out in the algorithm and get us more friends to talk about this nonsense. Okay, for the protection and education purposes. After respondent has made the monetary payment, respondent shall no longer have any property right, title, interest, or other legal claim to any funds held in escrow. So she can't then turn around and ask for the money back. In the event that defendants violate any of the terms, what happens if they do not pay? What happens if they do not pay? What happens if they start selling stuff again and lying? In the event that defendants violate any of the terms of the consent petition or fail to make any payments or installment payments within the required under Section 2B, defendants shall be in default under the terms of the petition. In the event of a default by defendant, the full amount of such required payment then outstanding and unpaid shall become immediately due and payable to the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth shall then have the right at any time after the default of this consent petition to execute upon the full amount of the above referenced judgment, then unpaid and outstanding, and enforce said amount of said judgment. That's it. That's it. They can just collect the money. Let's see. Suspended civil. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let me see what y'all are saying in the chat because I've been reading for a minute. Let's see. Get some interaction going. Clearly not a team redemption arc mood. Stiller with RSD says, yep, sound. Okay, yeah, we had the sound when we pulled up the video. Jazzy G says, yes, when you search for her scam videos come up. Oh, now? Yeah. I'm not surprised by that, though. Hello Swanky says, don't forget to hit the like button, y'all, if you haven't already. Yes, thank you for the reminder. Aki Rookie says, see, the wording there is weird to me. Like, aren't people supposed to not break the law anyway? Exactly. That's going to be hard. And we're talking about the do not violate the consumer protection laws. Like, how are we supposed to really monitor that, right? How people are going to have to complain. And what if she thought she was truly advertising correctly? Is she going to be fined just if she makes a mistake? Could she make a mistake? Because guess what? Same thing happened with Kim Kardashian. They told her not to be advertising any more FTC. She had like an FTC not FTC violation. Is it FCC? No, SEC, Security Exchange Commission. She had a violation, promoted something without letting, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, without letting people know that it's an ad. They told her not to do it anymore. And then what did she do in 2021? She did it again. So it's really hard to, I know we're not supposed to violate the laws, but people do it all the time. And sometimes you don't even know you're doing it. But now they are legally not allowed to break the law. Exactly. They're legally not allowed to break the law. Aki Ricky says, or is it like a warning of zero leniency for further infractions? I'm leaning more towards that. They'll probably sue them immediately rather than waiting for complaints to rack up. Or they'll say there may be, this says civil penalty. We may get lower in it. And it may say criminal penalty. So we'll see. Tiny says the 91 cents, though. They want every penny. Who's getting that 91 cent check? Aki Rukli says, those poor people who got scammed. Yeah, I agree with you. Monique Santos. Jazzy G says, better sell the cars. Better sell the cars. The lavish lifestyle. Some things got to go. Some things have to go. Tiny says they better do something. They have to do something. They have to do something. Aki Ruki says, oh, I think Kim K was still allowed to promote whatever, but she had to specify the amount of money she was paid for promoting. That is just the law in general, that you have to, one, say that it's an ad and then let them know how much you're making. But yeah, she got in trouble again, basically. And she probably didn't think she was doing anything wrong. Should she have known she was doing something wrong? Probably, but she probably didn't. Okay, suspended civil penalty. In addition to civil penalty under Section 2018B of the Consumer Protection Law, is assessed against the defendants in favor of the Commonwealth in the amount of $55,000 and shall be suspended at this time herein referred to suspended civil penalty, subject to the following. So, not only is she supposed to pay the $124,000, she also has, or they also have, a $55,000 tab as well, but it's stayed, it's suspended, it's paused, subject to these conditions. Upon the issuance of a final order by the Court of Common Pleas of Philadelphia of the competent jurisdiction, finding that any of the defendants are in default of any of the terms and conditions of the consent petition, the suspended civil penalty, and any other relief ordered by the court, including any further civil penalties pursuant the Section 2018A, shall become immediately due and payable by the defendant who is found to be in default. The Commonwealth and a judgment shall be entered in the Court of Common Pleas, and the full amount of the suspended civil penalty and any other relief by the court. Remember when I was just saying earlier, that's it? That's it? No. Yes, 124, but if you don't pay within the 60 days, you're going to owe us an extra $55,000 is what they're saying. Okay, what else? In the event that an additional defendant or more than one of the defendants are found to be in default of the terms and condition of the petition, the suspended civil penalty and other relief granted by the court shall become immediately due and payable by the defendants who are found to be in default jointly and severably. So any defendant that is in violation, if there's more than one, they will all be liable. The judgment shall be entered in the Commonwealth for the full amount. And so this is basically giving them the right, instead of having to file an entire new motion against them, they can just file, hey, they violated this, they owe us this money. They don't have to go through the whole court case again. The default on the part of one or more of the defendants shall include, but not limited to, one or more of the defendants defaulting on, failing to comply with, or any way breaching or violating any terms of the representation, conditions, agreements, or requirements of the consent petition. Release. Upon the defendant's remittance of the entire monetary payment to the Commonwealth shall release and discharge defendant, all of these people, from all civil claims related to the operation of credit exterminators, Earn Finance, Alakazam apps, and the Commonwealth could have brought against the released defendants under the Consumer Protection Law and the Credit Service-Based Act on the released defendant's conduct prior to the effective date of the consent petition. Basically, if we pay you, Dana Chanel and family is saying, if we pay you, you cannot then sue us for things that we did like in 2020. You can only now sue us for things that we do in the future, but you can't go back and sue us. Nothing in this paragraph shall be construed to release any private right of action held by the non-parties of the consent petition. So if you were scammed individually by Dana Chanel, you can still sue her, even if it took place before this becomes effective. Miscellaneous terms, they're going to pick the effective date. A default on the part of the defendant shall include any default or breach by the defendants of any terms or requirements. Nothing in this consent petition shall be construed to exonerate any contempt or failure to comply with any provision before the effective date. This does not limit the Commonwealth's ability to protect the people. Any failure of the Commonwealth to exercise any of the right under it should not be construed as waiver. So if they don't sue you immediately on the 61-day mark, they can still come sue you like 70 days later. Let's see. Defendant Casey Dana Oliveira, which is Dana Chanel, as an officer, defendant, and credit repair hereby states that she's authorized to enter into this agreement. So you're not just saying, I'm going to sign it and I'm not going to pay you because I'm not liable. They're basically confirming that each of them, they're going to go through Dana Chanel. They're going to go through, let's see. They all went for Dana Chanel. For Alakazam, Earn, and Credit Exterminators, that she has the authority to enter into the agreement on behalf of those companies. Except as set forth in Section 3 above, nothing containing in this consent petition shall be construed to waive any right of action by any consumer, person, or entity, or by any local, state, federal, or government entity. So basically, the Pennsylvania Commonwealth have resolved this issue with her, but like if California wants to sue her, New York wants to sue her, Jew from down the street wants to sue her, they can. They're not subject to this agreement. This agreement is between Dana Chanel family and the Commonwealth of Philadelphia. They can't stop California from suing her. Let's see. The consent shall be executed. They can be in the counterparts. They don't have to all be on the same document. Let's see if there's anything else. Nope, that is pretty much it. What are all the extra pages? Signatures? Yeah, all signatures. Everybody signed it. Woohoo! Oh, their board of directors signed it. And who is it? Casey Oliveira. Dana Chanel signing all of the documents, right? Yep. She signed it on behalf of all of them. And it has been entered into a judgment. So that is the end of that petition. That is the update on the case. She owes them money. She owes the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania money for basically violating these consumer protection laws and the Credit Service Act. Let me see if I can go ahead and find the section. Let me see if Kimmy was able to find it while I was rambling there. I don't think so. Let me see if I can go ahead and find what the credit service thing said, because I remember reading it, but I can't remember exactly what it said. Let me download this. We are scanning for viruses. Okay, let's see. Okay, look at that. We got the search in the text. We're going to do credit. Selling credit would be nice service. Okay. Okay, here we go. We got it. 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 Okay, let's see. Let's make that bigger than me because not that important right now. Okay, what is the Credit Service Act? The Credit Services Act prohibits credit services organizations from charging or receiving any money or other valuable consideration prior to full and complete performance of the services the credit services organization has agreed to perform on behalf of the consumer, unless the credit services organization has posted a surety bond or established a trust account at a bank or other FDIC insured deposit institution in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Basically, you can't collect your money before your services are done, which is pretty typical, right? The credit exterminator defendant promises to provide consumers with the VIP plan, including sending out credit disputes on the customer's behalf and provide phone call support. The credit exterminator's defendants charge money to clients on the VIP plan prior to providing the promised services. Okay, let's see. They violated the Service Act. The Credit Service Act requires credit service organizations to provide consumers with an information statement prior to the execution of the contract between the consumer and the credit service organization and makes that disclosure pursuant the code. They did not provide that information. The Credit Service Act require credit service organizations to include inter alia the following information in their contract. A conspicuous statement giving the consumers notice that he or she may cancel the contract at a time prior to 12 midnight on the 5th day after the date of the transaction. The terms and condition of payment, including total payments to be made by the consumers. Some of these things were like on payment plans and they had to continue paying until the services were done. So you didn't really know what the actual full cost was going to be. A full and detailed description of the services to be performed by the credit service organization for the consumer, including the estimated length of time of service. Again, remember, a lot of these times this was on like a payment plan and they just had them paying each month. To continue doing it. So they're not even telling them like, hey, we're going to send out this letter. We should have a result back in 90 days or something of that nature. The credit service organization principal business address and name of address of his agent authorized to receive service of process. You have to give that information. An attached notice of cancellation in the form prescribed by statute. They didn't provide that information. The Credit Service Act prohibits credit service organization from attempting to have a buyer or borrower waive rights given by the Credit Service Act. They violated that by including in the credit exterminator's contract an express waiver of any and all claims the consumer may have against them. You cannot sue us for anything. It's kind of like that Diddy contract, right? You cannot sue us for anything, basically, is what that says. Let's see. Say constitutes unfair methods. Is there anything else? Okay, yeah. So they have to give them certain information if they're going to be a credit service. If you're going to take people's money, you got to put a surety or put it in a trust account. So I was wrong about it earlier. In order to abide by the Credit Service Act, you don't need the license, I guess. Or did I miss that? I feel like you need a license. Maybe I missed that. Let me see. Because I did start kind of lower. Okay, no, it doesn't say anything about a license. Let me see if I missed that. Nope, nothing comes up about a license. A certification. Yeah. No, not what I thought it was. Okay, I was wrong about that. You just have to comply with those certain rules that we just read off. Let's see. And I'm just trying to see what was Aki Rookie says, did she get in trouble again after the Insto crypto action by SEC? That was the last drama I heard about Kim K via Hope. No, not that I know of. She didn't get in trouble with the SEC. She had a violation, like, I want to say 3 to 5 years prior to that, which told her she could not promote those things anymore without disclosing the information. And then she did it. So the one with the crypto scam, that was the violation of her earlier warning. Crystal Harris says, I'm late. What are we talking about? We are talking about Dana Chanel and the fact that she lost her lawsuit. Or I guess she didn't lose. She settled in her lawsuit. And now her and her family have to pay money. Kimmy Locker says, Eek, I had to step away for a second. What do you need me to find? It's okay. We already got it. Thank you so much. Say hi to Crystal. We got Tanya D saying, case closed. Yep, the case is closed. If she pays in 30 days. So I think this was actually approved by the court as of, I don't have that version up anymore. Well, let me see. I think this was approved by the court as of September 12th. So she has 90 days, so the end of the year, to make these payments. Let me make sure that the judge signed it. Let's see if the judge signed it. Let me let y'all see what I'm scrolling on, because I just look crazy looking at the screen. Her attorneys haven't signed it yet. Oh, no, they did sign it. They signed it separately. That's Casey's signature. That's Casey's signature. She had to know people was going to be reporting on this after this. And that's just proof of service. So I don't see the judge signing it yet. So I'm not sure if they have approved it yet, but I don't see a judge's signature anywhere. Kimmy Lockett says, sorry, Bree Hive, I didn't hear what I was supposed to find. No, it's okay. I found Brittany Dawn's final judgment and permanent injunction, though. I know there's probably not time tonight, but it's in the drive, Bree. Thank you. Thank you very much. We can go over that on Thursday. I did not know that they had a final judgment on that. When did that happen? Kimmy Walker says, we're talking about the settlement agreement for Dana Chanel. Yes, that's what we're covering today. That was for Crystal Harris. Tiny D says, speaking of Diddy, he had a new album out called The Love Album, Off the Grid. Really? I haven't heard of it. But like I say, I think he's irrelevant. I don't know what the heck he has going on. Songy says, wow, I had no idea. Same. Kimmy Lockett says, if I understand correctly, the consent petition was filed on 9/12 and the response date is 10/2. For the court, I don't know if they can give the court a deadline to respond. I didn't see that part, though. Oh, yeah. So the judge hasn't signed it yet because, look, it's blank still. It should be at the top. I was looking more towards the bottom. Yeah, the judge hasn't signed it yet. So it looks like everyone who needed to sign it, like the attorneys and the parties, they did sign it. And they're just waiting for the judge to sign it and to order. And on that date is when it will become, she'll have to go ahead and have that money paid in the 90 days, or her and her family will have to have the money paid in 90 days. Now, the thing that I find odd about this is that the settlement is public. Usually people put settlements under seal. So I don't know why they didn't here. Probably because it's consumer protection and we need to know what's going on. Tiny D says, Christmas is canceled for everybody. She got big bills to pay. Her Christmas is definitely canceled. Let the court approve it on September 25th. Super B94 says, new here, but could she file bankruptcy? Not that I would want it, but could she? She could. She definitely could. And then they would have to deal with it at that point. That could be considered a violation. Or what's more likely to happen, instead of her filing bankruptcy to pay the judgment, what's more likely to happen is that she'll take out credit. If she doesn't have the money, she'll take out credit, pay the judgment, and then file bankruptcy on the credit that she took out. more likely of that than to play with the state and not give them their money. So she probably, if she doesn't have the money, she already probably qualified to get the money in a loan. And that's just my assumption. So don't quote it. Don't get out there saying this attorney said, because I don't know. Yes, and welcome to the channel, Super V94. Nice to have you here. You got the chat welcoming you in. Kimmy Lockett says that's what the civil docket said. Oh, that the court has to respond by the October. I was like, I don't know if they could give them a deadline. Okay, Kimmy did more research than me. You know, we got to give it to our paralegals out here. Yeah, so apparently the judge needs to review it and respond by October 2nd. So, like I said, maybe September 25th they'll sign it, and then that'll be her Christmas present, is to make her final payment of her. Why am I talking so much mess? I do not need to do such things. Tanya D says the album just came out last Friday. Do we want to listen to it though, Tanya? Did you listen to it yet? Did you listen to it yet? Because I'm like, is it something we want to? Hello, V94 said hello to everyone. Okay, so that is the end of the live stream here, guys. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. If you didn't get your comments in during the stream, please do not hesitate to drop it in the comment section on the video. Thank you guys for joining me live. I hope this was a good case closed for us. We started this case back in December 2021, and now it has come to a close, or it's about to come to a close. September 2023, maybe even a little bit into October 2023. Let me know your thoughts on it. I think she probably would have been ordered to pay more if she would have went to trial. To tell you the truth, that's what I think. But I think $87,000 is a legitimate number that a lot of people will probably be able to get their money back in restitution. Now, what are going to be the qualifications for the Commonwealth to approve people's payments to receive? Because guess what? They have the discretion to say, oh, no, you're $1,000. You don't have enough proof for it. You're this many dollars. You don't have enough proof for it. Or maybe someone will come from a completely different program. Like maybe they'll come from Jumper Jack Tax, and then the Commonwealth will have to say, oh, no, actually, this one was not a part of the settlement. So they'll have the discretion to go ahead and determine who's going to get money out of that $87,000. And hey, if they don't give away the full $87,000, assuming that it's paid on time, they get to keep the money and give it to or put it into educating the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, whatever the heck that means. I don't know. I'm not going to say it on the internet because I'm not going to, come for the government on the internet. But if you have a claim, which I'm not sure anybody on my live stream have a claim on this for Dana Chanel and her companies, but if you have a claim, I would suggest you apply to make sure you get your check within that first 30 days or so. All right, that is the end of the live stream today. I hope to see you guys all on Thursday. We may be checking out Brittany Dawn, who I did not know settled. She was talking so much mess, talking about she was ready to go to trial, and now we're finding out that she's settled. I hope everyone has a good evening, and I will see you on the next live stream.